want to talk about is perceptual evolution and how it's being constrained by our culture. You see, all the means of becoming connected are not promoted in our society. They're in fact shunned. And as a result, we've become very disconnected. And I think a lot of the sickness, a lot of the things wrong in our society really boil down to a perceptual problem. And that perceptual problem is people don't tend to understand and embrace the unified nature of things. I think it's become ingrained within our systems to look upon the material world as a completely disconnected and dead space, of which is merely here for us to exist, to nourish us, sentient beings. What we fail to acknowledge is our existence is a relationship between us and the world. It's quite obvious. You give, you get. You get what you give. That's what it is to live. And the sooner we realise that, the better. I mean, if you look at our behaviour with the environment, we've completely and utterly wrecked this planet. We've been completely irresponsible. We like to think of ourselves as a very mature race. Look at what we've done, look at all this technology we've made, it's very impressive. But we've missed the fucking point. We've missed the point. We've failed to understand that we must take care of this place. We must be responsible. We have to mature as a species. And this isn't just about, this is in every dimension of our behaviour. It isn't just about the way we treat our environment. Now, the situation that we find ourselves in now is in rapid decline. And you don't need to be a genius to figure that out. So what we need is collective perceptual shift. And I advocate psychedelic use for that purpose. Because you tell me something else that's going to change the perception of the people of the world faster than a mind-blowing fucking trip that blows the lid off. Because if you've ever taken a psychedelic substance and had a substantial experience on it, you will know what I'm talking about. There is a level of deep understanding that comes from these experiences that cannot be had through the transmission of ideas. Now, somebody speaking truth, it does a lot of good in this world. And people will follow that, people will embrace it, if it makes sense. But that's not good enough. We need it now. And the use of psychedelics has been completely cut off from us. Now, I'm not insinuating that psychedelic drugs are a toy to be played with lightly. They are tools of great power that must be used responsibly. But if you look at other cultures, like the shamans of the Amazon, for example, people that want to have these mystical experiences go to a place where there is fucking experts that will take you through it and understand the experience because they have studied it through their own experiences. So, assuming that the trip becomes challenging, they can walk you through the difficult parts and help you overcome your demons. In this society, the people that want to expand their minds and experiment with all these things are left to do it at home, and then you get some guy who gets hit by a car or jumps out a window because have you ever been in a state of psychosis where you forgot who you are, where you are, what the fuck is going on, with all nasty vibrations out, demons coming out of the cupboard? It's no wonder people jump out windows. So, I believe that we should be given the right to evolve our own consciousness. Because I've always been an individual who has been absolutely fascinated with consciousness in general, and I want to explore it. I think the answers to our problems lie within the unknown, quite obviously. If you want to expand understanding, look where you have not looked before. If you want to fucking go and see some new species, go and look in the sea. We have no idea what goes on in the sea. Well, you have some idea, but in general, like 90% of it, or whatever the bloody number is, we have no idea. So in the same way, consciousness is completely infinite. Completely fucking infinite. And we've cut ourselves off from it and put ourselves in a little box. Why? What do they think's going to happen? What they think's going to happen is everybody's going to start getting their wits about them and think, oh, hang on a minute, none of this makes sense. And then the fact that we're getting farmed like fucking animals and we live in this ridiculous system, it's all going to fall apart, because if everybody actually saw clearly, it would evolve into something that actually serves our true desires. And I think that they don't want that. They don't want us to know. So, I mean, regardless of whether I can do it or not, whether they say I can do it, I'm still going to do it. Who are they to tell us what we do with our own consciousness? They cannot. It's up to us. We need the belief that we can change these systems, because I think it's becoming quite evident that they don't fucking do the job, do they? It's a load of shit. It's a load of fucking garbage. I mean, take a look at the educational system, for example. You go through this ridiculous... I don't know about this, whether this statistic is completely true or not, but I heard somewhere that on average everybody forgets like 95% of the fucking information that they learn in the education system. Now, you're telling me that that is a good use of time? You say, well, oh well, that's the people's fault. No, it's not the people's fault. That means that it's not going in people's heads, because half of it doesn't fucking matter. And if you look at what you actually learn, how much of it can you actually apply to reality when you get out? It doesn't help you at all. In fact, they don't even help you with the systems that are in place in this system. You don't know how to survive when you get off into the big bad world. You've got no idea. All you have is a load of fucking bollocks that they've drilled into your head, and they try and take you down some fucking narrow path so you can get a job and get on with it like everybody else. I don't like it. The educational system that I would foresee as an ideal way to actually bring about the greatness in people is a system that actively seeks for the spark within people, the gift that everybody has been given, big or small, and then acknowledges that and feeds it so that greatness in people blossoms. That doesn't happen, does it? They want you to fill a fucking place, and most people fill that place. And I tell you what, I don't know what my place is, and I don't like the ones that are being fucking offered to me. So I'm here, and I just feel like a massive cunt. Oh, well, why don't you contribute to society? Contribute to fucking what? Contribute to what? The destruction of the earth? I don't think so. It's about time this shit fucking changed. Now, I'm not insinuating that I have all the best ideas, because I'm just some lad who's like, who's already had enough of it. And the notion that I could fix all this is completely ridiculous, because I can't even fix myself. But I would like to at least be a part of it, wouldn't you? So, all in all, I think we need to take matters into our own hands. It is up to us how we live our lives, And it's about time we start to ask questions and review whether or not the rules and the things we have been told to avoid are actually things that we should be avoiding. And we shouldn't approach that with a ridiculously defensive and rebellious attitude towards it. It should be a process of alignment, so that if we propose something and then it proves that it's not great, then we say, okay, all right, we were wrong, we can cross that one off. What's wrong with that? But as soon as anybody mentions the notion that something's out of place, you get a load of fucking nagging dickheads saying like, yeah, you fucking psychedelic drugs. He's an acid freak. Mate, you've got no idea what you're talking about. You need to fucking get a grip.